Obviously, we all know the difference between gouache and watercolor, but there are still some subtle differences that you might not be aware of. I received a parcel this morning from Amazon, which happens to be a gouache from Winsor & Newton. So let's get started with the basics first. Gouache is opaque and watercolor is transparent, but this is not exactly how it sounds like. Let me explain with some examples. White gouache from Winsor & Newton, white watercolor from Holbein. White watercolor and gouache had a tremendous impact on my watercolor journey up till this point. This video is not just to show you the difference between these two mediums, but how to use them correctly to create magic in your watercolor paintings. So on your left is gouache and right is watercolor. In this first step, I'm using 50% water, 50% pigment, and we gradually decrease the amount of water as we go down. The second one consists of 70% pigment and 30% water. And the final ones are taken out directly from the tubes. This means 100% pigment, 0% water. As soon as it dries up, we can see the difference already. We can mix different colors with gouache or watercolor to put some spark in our paintings, like some highlighted areas, few glow signs, or maybe the striped shirt guy, the one you always see in my paintings. I speed up the process from here because I don't want to waste your time like other YouTubers do. Here I'm just experimenting with different shades, trying to figure out which one looks better to my eyes. The difference between watercolor and gouache can also be seen in these splatters. Finally, we have the layering test, and we already know who's gonna be the winner. One final drying and we can take a closer look. So at 50-50 mix, watercolor dries up much transparent than gouache. At 70-30 mix, watercolor looks just a tad weaker than gouache. And at 100% pigment, you can barely tell the difference. Interesting, isn't it? But what about the splatters? Gouache spots looks more fuller, and watercolor creates a different texture like a flower. So all this comes down to personal preference, what suits your taste better. I choose both because I know the difference. I know how to use them effectively to create magic in my paintings. Now you know as well. Okay guys, thanks for stopping by. See you in the next one.